Rachel Miller, a 32-year-old graphic designer from Boston, had been married to Jason Miller for 7 years. The couple had spent months apart after Jason moved to San Francisco for work. Despite the physical distance, Rachel remained optimistic and planned a trip to visit Jason, looking forward to their reunion. On March 12, 2023, Rachel flew from Boston to San Francisco, excited to reconnect with her husband. She texted her best friend, Lisa, before boarding the flight, and kept in touch with Jason, though his responses were brief and delayed. Upon arriving in San Francisco in the late afternoon, Rachel texted Jason to let him know she had arrived safely. There was no reply. She headed to Jason's apartment, but when she arrived, the door was locked. She knocked several times but received no answer. Anxious but not overly concerned, she decided to wait outside. After an hour, she sent another text and tried calling him, but both attempts went unanswered. Rachel then decided to go to a nearby cafe to charge her phone and wait for Jason to return. She sent one more text, "Where are you? I'm at the cafe down the street." This was the last communication she sent. Her phone died while she was at the cafe. When her phone was charged again, she tried calling and texting Jason once more, but received no response. Rachel grew worried, but decided to return to the apartment. Upon arriving, the door was wide open. Inside, Rachel found the apartment in disarray, books and papers scattered on the floor, Jason's laptop left open, and no sign of Jason. Her anxiety escalated. She checked the bedroom and the kitchen, but Jason was nowhere to be found. Panic set in. Rachel called 911, reporting that her husband was missing and that the apartment seemed to have been hastily abandoned. Police arrived shortly after and launched a search for Jason. They found nothing. No signs of struggle, no blood, no indications of foul play. But Jason's belongings, including his phone, wallet, and keys, were all still inside the apartment. As the investigation began, the police started questioning Jason's behavior. He seemed remarkably calm in interviews, and his explanations for Rachel's disappearance were inconsistent. He claimed he had been working late at his office and had not seen Rachel when she arrived. The police discovered security footage from a nearby convenience store that showed Rachel, frantic and nervous, entering the store on the evening of her arrival. She was seen talking to the cashier, but left quickly, looking unsettled. This was the last confirmed sighting of Rachel. After weeks of no leads, the police obtained Jason's phone records and discovered he had been texting someone frequently the night Rachel went missing. The number belonged to Claire, a woman from Jason's work whom he had been seeing secretly for several months. The affair had been hidden from Rachel. After further investigation, the police learned from Claire that she and Jason had been planning to be together. Jason had grown distant from Rachel, and as Rachel's visit to San Francisco approached, Jason decided it was time to end their marriage. He had planned to break the news to Rachel on the night she arrived, but the conversation turned violent. Jason initially denied any involvement in Rachel's disappearance, but after hours of questioning, he began to unravel. He admitted that when Rachel arrived, he had planned to tell her that he wanted a divorce. However, the conversation escalated, and in a fit of rage, Jason killed Rachel. He concealed her body somewhere he believed would remain undiscovered. In his panicked state, Jason discarded the evidence and made the apartment look like it had been abandoned in a rush. He believed he could frame her disappearance as an accident or voluntary departure. Jason's calm demeanor during the investigation, combined with the evidence of his affair and his inconsistent statements, ultimately led to his confession. Jason was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. His cold, calculating actions betrayed the love he once claimed to have for Rachel. He had orchestrated a life of lies, separating from Rachel to pursue a new relationship with Claire, and then eliminating Rachel when she stood in the way. The investigation revealed the depth of Jason's manipulation, from luring Rachel into a false sense of security to hiding her fate. The public, once sympathetic to Jason's plea for help in finding his wife, now saw him as a cold-hearted killer. Rachel's body was discovered days later, buried in a remote location near a park Jason had frequented. The autopsy confirmed that she had been killed by blunt force trauma, likely during the heated argument between her and Jason. In the aftermath, the truth left a community in shock. Rachel's family and friends mourned the loss of a woman who had only wanted to be with her husband, never knowing the depth of his betrayal. Jason's remorse came too late, and the lives of everyone involved were shattered by his violent actions. The case of Rachel Miller's disappearance, which began as a tragic mystery, ended with the revelation of a husband's dark secret, an affair, a murder, and a shattered marriage. The once picturesque life Rachel had envisioned with Jason was nothing but a facade. Her story was a tragic reminder of how love can be deceived and how far some will go to cover their lies. Victim: Rachel Miller, 32. Murder. Perpetrator: Jason Miller, 34, husband. Motive: infidelity, desire to leave Rachel for a new life with Claire. Evidence: security footage, phone records, inconsistent alibi, emotional detachment during interviews. Twist: Jason confessed after Claire revealed their affair, body found later. Resolution: Jason arrested and charged with second-degree murder, Rachel's family devastated by betrayal.